Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Enlightened Maven. I'm gonna do something a little different today. Um, Seems to be people are watching my videos and not actually following. Whatever. So I'm gonna continue doing my thing. Yeah, but today we're gonna do something a little different. So see if you can follow along here. Give me a second here. Let me get my stuff pulled up. All right. So here we have my YouTube channel, which I just scrolled through just a second ago, very briefly. Um, I gotta quit saying So a lot of it seems to be leaning one way or the other, which is hilarious to me because I don't lean one way or the other. I like to say I'm right in the middle. I try to see both sides the best that I can, like for everybody else too as well. It's better for everybody if you try to see the other person's side. There's more than one side to every story, as I like to say. So yesterday was Super Bowl, so we're gonna have a lot of Super Bowl stuff going on. Not quite sure how the Super Bowl halftime show is exposing racists. Um, I did watch the Super Bowl. I did watch the halftime. I don't know if it was my TV or my subscription or my service, but I could barely understand anything he was singing. Like, the music was awesome. I like the music. I like the beat. Didn't necessarily, watch the dancers or anything like that, but that's, just me anyway. But I could barely make out any of the words, and I don't know if it was on my end or because the microphone seemed to be, or it sounded to be extremely close to his face. Um, which I grew up singing. I grew up in choir. I grew up doing solos myself. And future reference, please don't put the microphone so close to your face. It makes you sound really mumbled, especially if you're rapping or you're singing very fast. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what's in the music. Okay, number one. Number two, I don't know what the crying about the Super Bowl is all about. I haven't seen anybody crying over the Super Bowl as of yet. Of course, it hasn't been 24 hours yet, but none of my family or friends are complaining about the Super Bowl other than um, pretty shocked on who won, I guess. But other than that, I don't know what the crying is about. Um, Humiliation in court. Yeah, see, this is all of my videos, unless they're people trying to get me to watch how to do this better. Um, which I have watched a few. Don't get me wrong, but you just never know who you can trust anymore and who's just trying to get you to have views. Like, I'm not trying to get views for the sake of getting views to say that I got them. I much rather have people who are interested in what I have to say and want to have that conversation with me, whether that's positive, whether that's negative, or what you consider to be negative. I am in the boat of considering all comments to be positive in some form or fashion. It's all in perception. So, Trump declares war on public education, not quite sure where that's coming from. All we did is take the majority of it, from my understanding, out of federal government and put it back in the hands of the state, which I had to check on those executive orders because when we looked on Friday, because I don't do videos on the weekends, that's family time, I didn't see anything about education. So why don't we do that really quick while we're doing this thing here? Whitehouse.gov. And as I've said before on every video, I'm going to show you where I get my information from. We're going to do it together, actually. I'm going to start going back to doing lives as well. I wanted to try out doing regular videos and uploading them for a little while. But yeah, I think we're gonna do a hybrid of both. I think I'm gonna start doing some live videos at a specific time every single day. Once, I don't know, I'm not even gonna say once I get more viewers. I don't even care. I'm just gonna do view and do it live. And if people show up, people show up. Okay. All right. So, protecting Second Amendment rights, Expressions, Republic of South America, Establishment of White House Faith, Appointments, Protecting Second Amendment Rights. Why is it on here twice? Am I seeing things? No, it's the same thing. By author, purpose, okay. Founding freedoms, right to bear arms. Okay, I feel like if anybody is listening from the government, which they're always listening, but it's a matter of are they listening to me, which I highly doubt because I'm not doing anything in the world. But if by any chance somebody hears my video and sees that this is on here twice, somebody may want to go in and maybe fix that because it's here twice. So somebody doubly did their job. Good for you guys. Keeping women out of sports. But that's the only things that were from the 7th. And the 7th was Friday, right? Yeah. Yeah. I am not seeing anything about education. What did he do? What does this do? Oh, okay. It's just appointments of people. Establishment. White House Faith. That goes with that one. What the heck is Gulf of America Day? This happened yesterday. Honored to recognize February 9th as the first ever Gulf of America Day. On January 20th, I signed Executive Order 14172 restoring names that honor American greatness. Among other actions, the executive order required the Secretary of Interior act pursuant to 43 U.S.C. 364 through 364F to take all appropriate actions to rename as the Gulf of America. The U.S. continental shelf area bounded on the northeast, northwest of the state of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama and Florida, and extending to the seaward boundary with Mexico and Cuba in the area formerly named as Gulf of Mexico. I took this action in part because, as stated in that order, the formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico has been an integral asset to our once burgeoning nation and has remained an indelible part of America. Interesting. To be honest, I don't give personally do not give a poop what we decide to call our oceans. What does it really affect? Nobody owns the water. Like, who cares? So, for anybody out there that's, spouting nonsense of, well, we're just renaming things, do you really care? Or do you just not like Trump? Because a lot of it stems from not liking Trump. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else on here. Major Social Security. I don't even know who this person is. 54 and avoid people. I've been avoiding people. People are just so negative these days. Why can't we just be happy? And if you don't like the way something is going, change it. Why are you waiting for somebody else to give you permission to change? And see, this is what my YouTube does. I don't know if anybody else's does this, but it stops recommending videos to this channel. Like, that is not the end of YouTube. It is not my internet, y'all, because I've got 300 megabits. And no, I'm not raising it up any further. That works just fine for what I need it to. I don't need it to be any faster. I could probably get faster, but that doesn't affect why my YouTube stream just stops. It's like you can't recommend any more videos. There are literally thousands that have been recently uploaded. And you mean to tell me 12 hours ago was recently uploaded? Come on, YouTube. Give me a break. All right, we'll just go back to all. Whatever. That's the maggot crying again. Future YouTube. Steelmakers share fall after Trump escalates tariffs. Yeah, I heard yesterday he was doing some kind of tariffs on steel and aluminum, I think. DOJ restricted access to the Treasury. Why? I do not know. I still don't see what the big deal is. Elon Musk is a billionaire, right? So theoretically, he could have access to all of our information because we're all online and we're all entering our data somewhere. Every single last one of us. Okay? Sure, we all do banking online. If he really wanted to see our information, he could just do it and nobody would ever know. So, just let them audit places that need to be audited so we can find where our money is actually going. Do you guys not want to know where your money's going? Do you guys make so much money that you just don't care where your money goes? Is that where we're at right now? Because I don't know about you guys, but I have never made above 60 grand a year. And I have a bachelor's degree. Okay? So, where do you guys have all of this money that you don't care where your taxes are going? I am literally paying thousands of dollars a year in taxes, and so are the rest of you. Why do you not want to know that that is going to our benefit, not anyone else's? Not people in government. We didn't elect you guys to get rich. How does some of these career politicians have millions of dollars? How are they worth millions of dollars? You guys don't want to know where your money is going? Because if you lost 20 bucks out of your pocket because it was actual physical cash, you'd be freaking out. Where's my 20 bucks? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? But because you're not actually seeing this money and it's being paid in the form of taxes, it's going where we're just supposed to blindly trust who's handling this money. We don't blindly trust anywhere else. Businesses audit all the time. The states audit businesses all the time to prevent fraud and waste. This is not a new concept for anyone. Why is it a big deal? I wholeheartedly believe it's just to pit us against one another. If we come back to the middle and come back to our aligning our goals and aligning what we want. I'm going to say it again if you didn't watch any of my other videos. Okay? We all need to be free, to live in prosperity, to have the things and the people that we love surround us, to be loved, to be accepted for who we are because everyone is different. Even twins are different. We're all supposed to be celebrating our differences. Not saying because I'm different, I need to get this. No, everybody's different. Everybody needs different things. Fine. What I need may not be what you need. Okay? I do not. Disenchanted Elon Musk fans boycott Tesla. Okay. So here we go. Side hustles, how to create money. Like most of these are just clickbait and they just want you to click on them so they get more views. I mean, look, we've got 2.8K views, 159 views, or 159K. Like, where are all the little people? I'd rather just support little people who are trying to be themselves. So, oh, yeah, you guys don't forget to file your taxes if you're in the US. You have till April 15th. Keep getting my reminders everywhere. I already did mine, and I still get reminders. I did it like, I don't know, 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah, see, this is telling me how to do my YouTube videos the right way. Yeah, I'm going to do my videos how I feel like doing my videos. And my tribe will find me. And I know in my heart of hearts that there are thousands of you out there who will follow along and who will talk with me at some point. So I'm no longer going to be clicking on these and watching these. YouTube will do YouTube. And People will find me eventually. Like, see, like, this is just crazy. Like, this looks AI generated. Like, I could do that too, but no, I don't want to. Well, that sounds pretty cool. Range Rover gonna attempt to rebuild it. Like, this is what I'm getting on this YouTube. And I'm gonna tell you on my personal YouTube, I get stuff completely different than this. I get stuff from both sides. But then again, I'm also subscribed to channels and I'm not on this one. So let's wonder what CNN's got going on right now. 10 minutes ago, former Doge caucus member on biggest concern about the organization. J.D. Vance's tweet is stepping close to dangerous ground. What tweet? All right, now I'm curious. What treat?
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your...
Ignore these orders. Vice President J.D. Vance is questioning whether courts can block actions taken by the president, and some are inferring that he's raising the possibility that the president just ignore these orders. This is what the vice president wrote, quote, "Judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power." This followed a judge's order that temporarily blocked Elon Musk and his team from accessing sensitive Treasury Department systems. With us now is CNN senior legal analyst, former assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, and Philadelphia Eagles fan. That is why I am wearing the tie this morning for you, sir. Good morning, Ellie Honig. So J.D. Vance writes, judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power. We maybe should underline and bold that word legitimate there because it's doing a lot of work. What can courts do?
It certainly is doing a lot of work, John, and J.D. Vance is really stepping very close to dangerous ground with that statement, and he knows it, by the way. This is a Yale Law School graduate. So the notion that the courts cannot stop the executive from doing what he wants, the notion that the executive may have the option of defying the courts, that is completely beyond even what the most extreme right-wing conservative theory in favor of broad executive power has ever argued. Now, look, there is a very broad view of executive power. Sometimes it's called the unitary executive theory, which holds essentially that the president is all powerful within the executive branch. But even proponents of that theory do not say that the president is free to disregard an order of the court. If that were to happen, that is a line in the sand. That has not been crossed. Donald Trump did not cross that line in his first 4 years. He has not crossed that line in his first couple weeks here in his second term. But if we get over that line, then we've got a major crisis. And I think it's irresponsible of J.D. Vance. I know he didn't quite go there, but he got pretty close to even suggest that.
And to be clear, the courts stopped all kinds of executive action from President Biden, too. The courts jump in all the time on executive actions because the Constitution is sort of murky on what a president can and can't do. Let me just read you the first part of Vance's tweet, because this actually sort of expands on his thinking. If a judge tried to tell a general how to conduct a military operation, that would be illegal. If a judge tried to command the attorney general on how to use her discretion as a prosecutor, that's also illegal. But here's the thing. When a judge weighs in on powers that belong to Congress, on laws that Congress passed, and the executive, the president, may be ignoring or crossing the line on those laws, that might be another thing.
Yeah, I mean, even the premise of J.D. Vance's statement there is incorrect. I mean, judges do have the authority to block extra constitutional actions by the executive branch or by Congress. And John, you're exactly right. That has happened countless times to every administration in recent history and probably in the entire history of the United States. And it's part of being president. Presidents have railed publicly against decisions by the judiciary, but at times that's what the judiciary does. That's what the judiciary exists for, to say, no, you've gone too far, either Congress or executive branch. And by the way, we are seeing this spate of decisions from district court judges. Those are trial level federal judges. We'll see another one today on the buyout issue. But remember also, there's a process here. If you lose in the district court and you're the administration and you don't like it, you have the right to appeal up to the Court of Appeals. And then you can even ask the next level, the U.S. Supreme Court, to take the case. So it's not as if the game is over once the district court judge rules. There's still many other layers of protection and appeal built in there, too.
So to what extent, Ellie, do you think that The White House, the Trump White House, knows this, and this is a concerted strategy. I ask you this because I read this renowned legal scholar over the last few days who said that the White House is engaging in what's called a make me strategy.
So yeah, that I've heard that scholar is a little shaky in some of his opinions. Yeah, look, the strategy that Donald Trump has used here so far is he's going to do what he wants first. And then he's going to make plaintiffs. He's going to make state attorneys general. He's going to make private citizens go sue him in court. If they want to stop him from doing what he wants, they have to make him. So that's definitely been a strategy by the president, but that's not unconstitutional. Where it crosses a line is if that happens, he goes into court and a court says, you're not allowed to do this executive branch, or I'm putting it on hold, I'm putting an injunction. And then if the president or the executive branch defies that, that's where we get into real trouble here. So for sure, Donald Trump has taken a conscious legal strategy of, I'm going to do what I want. Maybe I'll lose in the courts. That's fine. I mean, I think there's problems in that, but that's not unconstitutional. Where we cross the line is if he starts defying the courts.
Just to be clear, it was Elie Honig, who was a renowned legal scholar, writing about the make me strategy. And then 20 seconds or less, the Supreme Court, this Supreme Court, do we have any hints about where they may be predisposed to go on how much power an executive has?
You know, this Supreme Court has generally been taken a broad view of executive power, but I also think it's a mistake to say, oh, they're a 6-3 Supreme Court. They ruled in favor of Trump on immunity. They're going to do whatever he said. They have rejected Donald Trump at many key junctures. They rejected his election fraud claims. They rejected some of his efforts to stop prosecutors from taking steps against him. They rejected his efforts to resist a subpoena. So I think this Supreme Court will not tolerate if the executive branch crosses that line of defying the courts.
Yeah, and also Congress. When Congress writes laws with specific language, this court seems to give deference to that. Elie Honig, great to see you this morning. Congratulations on your big win. I know you played hard. Sarah.
Thank you.
Get everything you need to grow online with the Giant Hostinger sale. Managed WordPress hosting plans now.
All right. So there's a few things in there. Yeah. So you guys saw that. I'm going to probably just to make another video about executive powers and unconstitutionality and things of that nature. From my understanding, part of what he said was true. There were several judge injunctions or court injunctions during the Biden administration. There's always injunctions from the courts throughout presidencies. This presidency makes no difference. The legality of it comes from, is it an executive order that should have went through Congress first that Congress normally handles, or is it an executive order and the power that is within the president's ability to do without needing Congress approval? Because if it doesn't need Congress's approval, then I don't see how a court could limit his ability to do his job. So, yeah, we'll make another video here in a few minutes about that. We'll probably end here on this one. Just a quick 24-minute video, 25-minute video here. Yeah, check out the next one. We're going to do executive powers, I think, and take a look into what they were just saying there. So yeah, come join me in a few. Thanks for hanging out. Peace be with you all.